Oh, wow. I'm telling jokes in Georgetown. You know, when I applied to Georgetown Law School, I got this letter back and they said, "You must be joking." I thought it was a rejection. I didn't realize it was life lessons. Or maybe it was a prophecy. I don't know. So I just recently moved from the suburbs to Columbia Heights. Columbia Heights is so cool. I mean, it is the only subway station that has a statue of a panda vaping. Have you seen it? I'm not kidding. I mean, sure, they painted a little thing that's supposed to look like bamboo next to it. That is a vape. And Columbia Heights is so diverse. It's got economic diversity. It's got cultural diversity. It does not have any age diversity. But the only time you're going to see someone like me there is when they're being dragged around by their kids and the kids are saying, "Look, Mom and Dad, isn't this cool? You have to live in Bethesda." All right, I get it. Gray hair, expanding everything, perpetually grouchy. You probably think I'm old. I submit to you that I could also possibly be hip. Now, bear with me. So, wearing hip glasses, retro glasses, is hip, right? Wearing retro hat, clothes, and pants is hip, right? So what about wearing a retro body? Not ironic enough for you, huh? All right, I admit it. I am much more Kmart than I am retro. But I'll also tell you that there's a wee bit of ageism in Columbia Heights. There are bars there that have these signs, and they say, "No one over the age of 60 admitted without accompanying child." Oh, man. Do you know where I can score a fake ID? Maybe I'll just use my son's. But in my defense, you know, I don't think that age is strictly chronological. In fact, I don't think it's logical at all. So how does one tell if they are, as my sons say, old? Well, if you think that hooking up means having lunch, you might be old. I found out the hard way when I asked my new secretary if she wanted to hook up for lunch. Did not go well. And the conversation with HR, real unpleasant. Do you remember Do you remember when you first graduated from school? And I see there are some people that probably fall in that category. And every one of your relatives was always asking you, "So, Wilbur, what do you plan to do with your life now?" And every other day you got a different solicitation from a credit card company. Well, if the only mail you get is from AARP, you're probably old. If you use the Tinder app to try to start a fire, you're probably old. I don't care how hot she is, all the swiping in the world is not going to light her fire. How annoying is it that every job interview you go on, they always ask you, "So, Miss Jones, what do you plan to be doing with your career in 30 years?" Right? Well, I gotta tell you, if you go for your performance review and you are expecting to talk about the great job you've done, all the money you've made for the firm, and all they want to talk about is your retirement, you're old. If the first time you tried to buy marijuana, it was called reefer, we really see how old you guys are, reefer or Mary Jane, you're probably old. You don't know how embarrassing it is to go to some dude thinking that he's a pusher and he's a pimp. "Sorry, son, you can rent Mary Jane, but you can't buy her. I ain't no slaver." Well, I hope you all have had half as much fun as I have. I'm really glad that you came. Oh, shoot. You know, I always screw that up. I never know whether to say, you know, thank you for coming when you first get here or when you leave. Like if you came over to my house, should I say, thank you for coming when you arrive or when you leave, right? But what if I worked in a sperm bank? Do I say thank you for coming when you arrive or when, Well, I am really glad you came, and in the words of the immortal Mae West, it has been a business doing pleasure with you.
Mark Powell, everybody, keep it going for him. Mark Powell. Are you guys ready for your final